What's up, everybody? Everybody? Here's what we're gonna do. Not that anybody cares, um, but we're gonna do a reading update, okay? Because I've done a whole bunch of shit. Okay. All right. So I don't even know where to start. I keep looking at myself and not at the camera. All right. First of all, we're gonna start with the weirdest one. We got the weirdest one. Here we go. The lights are at and it's backward. Oh no. Yeah, whatever. Here we go. Short book. What the fuck is this? Okay. All right. All right. Dude, someone was smoking the best of stuff when they made this. The book. Okay. This one, pretty good. About a brother and sister who move into their grandpa's apartment once their grandpa disappears. This is pretty good. It's creative. It's horror, right? I mean, as horror as you can get, I guess. But I like this one. This one's a little thicker. Okay, cool. I don't know if we went over this one. This is I'm a Cthulhu person. I love Cthulhu. I love the universe. I love movies that have to do with it. I love everything to do about it. This is Cthulhu-esque. That whole universe thing. It's about a detective who is something else that gets hired to kill somebody. Short story. This one is like 100 and some odd pages. I am in the middle of the sequel on Kindle. It's only like 80 pages, so. Alright. The heavier reading. I've had this for a long ass fucking time. And you want to know why I have this? I am not religious, but for some fucking reason, I have this like dire need to know about Christian history. Not even just like history, how the Bible was formed, where the ideas came from. So this one obviously concentrates on the devil. Where did possibly the idea of the devil come from? Did they take it from other religions? Did they take a bunch of different things and mold it into one character? The differences between the Old Testament and the New Testament, and how even after the Bible was written, how it kept being changed after, and then the evolution through culture and the Salem witch trials and all those things. It's pretty good. It's along the longer side. This is a hefty read. This took me a long time. I'm not going to lie. It took me a long time. I would read about 20 pages, digest it, and then go back. Okay. This book is still only about like 117 pages. I like this shit. Okay. This is pretty good. More, we can go Cthulhu-esque. About two hired gunmen that get hired to clean out a family ancestral home. Only one of them's dead, and the other one's alive. I think it's pretty cool. I wish there were more to it. I finished this in like 2 hours, maybe. I definitely need to look to see if there's more by this guy, because I need more of these two. This was a good read. Now, if you've never heard of Ronald Malfi, I call him 1-1. Everybody knows where that's from. This is my 6th book from this dude. Right? I read Come With Me first. 5-star. I love the book. But how do you go when you start with a 5-star book? Right? I mean, the only place to go is down. Right? So that to me is the epitome of his collection. The rest of his stuff is pretty good. This one I gave it probably a 3.5. It's good, not great. It's about a child's disappearance. A writer moves into a home where, you know, a child went missing, and then he becomes obsessed with the murder. So, all right. Now, because I'm cool like that, what we've been doing is actually I'm in the middle of like 4 books right now. Okay, but what I'll do is listen to a book, read a book. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We need all. It's not started. I want all. Okay. So. Nope. Fuck off. So I just finished this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's called A Dirty Job. Christopher Moore. Oh, I forgot my other book. Okay. You've never heard of Christopher Moore. It's fiction with a shit ton of humor in it. Okay. Cannot take it seriously. While I'm thinking about it, let me get this other book I just finished. Y'all watch me finish. Dirty Job is about a guy who unwittingly becomes death, or the Grim Reaper. Not death. Kind of the Grim Reaper of sorts. Good book. Gave it a 4. I've since last night on stream, I finished the last few pages of another Christopher Moore book, Serpent of Venice. Now, I read this one out of turn. This is the full number 2. I have not read one, but this was fantastic. It was absolutely great story. It made me laugh out loud a ton of times. Right? There's usually certain rules you got to follow when you're writing historical kind of fiction, and he broke all of them. Right? It's a good story. Fourth wall breaks all the time by several characters. People are aware that they're supposed to be speaking French and they're speaking English. Characters are aware, right? So it's absolutely hilarious. I've got another book of his, Sacre Bleu. Probably gonna read when I finish up the 4 or 5 other books I'm already in the middle of, and then I've got another one on the way. Fantastic books. This was a 4. Dirty Job was a 4, and there is a sequel to that one. Next, I've been on a tear recently on reading. Some of them are better than others. I'm not gonna lie, right? So I was told to read this damn book forever, right? I don't know if you can see it. 11/22/63 by Stephen King. You know, by not having to do the heavy lifting in reading the book, this is like 900-page book. By not having to do the heavy lifting, you feel like it's not going to be that bad. I felt this book was entirely too long. Okay, entirely too long. Decent story. Spent a ton of time on the story, on the first half of the story, and I felt like he felt like the book was getting too long, so he just threw it together at the end. I felt completely unsatisfied by the end. The story itself is not bad. Right, the concept and the concept is good, but then the beginning and the middle, everything to the end, I didn't like. I didn't like the end. I gave it more of like, I think I gave it like a 3, 3.5. I mean, I liked it. I didn't love it. Okay, all right. Give me a minute to find it. Oh God, you know, in the last year, so Stephen King is what made me love horror books. I know I'm in The Edge. Shut up. And I feel like, you know, I love Misery. I love Misery. It's what got me into it. I absolutely love it. And then I read a bunch of his, and then I kind of got away from it. And then lately, in the last year, I think I read 3. Right? It's Bag of Bones. Absolute trash of a book. I could not believe that I actually read that thing. 11/22/63. I didn't read it, but listened to it. It took me 30 hours, so you better give me credit for reading. I counted as reading. It took me 30 hours. It was okay. And then I grabbed another book because I heard everybody bragging about how good it was, and I got Fairy Tale. This is when I sit there and I go, am I an oddball? Because this is not good, man. I feel like you're running out of ideas, Stevie? Stefan? You running out of ideas, man? What the fuck are we doing? This was not good. I didn't like it. I was like, dude, the story sucks. I'm like, the end is worse. And it's 24 hours. What the fuck are we doing? Bro. Oh. I think that's all the audiobooks that I've had right now. Well, hold on. I can tell you what I am listening to right now at the same time. And then I turn off my screen. At the same time right now, 1984. Okay. This is a classic. I feel like everybody's got to do it. Everybody's got to listen to it, read it. It's fantastic on Audible. Just so you know, Audible is a bunch of free shit that you can get with your memberships, right? You don't just get the credits. So what I ended up doing was just I got a year discounted at like $89 for the whole year. So instead of $15 a month, because what I used to do was get credits, cancel. Get free credits, cancel. Get free credits, cancel. And then I started listening. Like, this is I didn't buy this one. I almost forgot one that I just read. I didn't buy this one. I also didn't buy the last one I just listened to. It's free on Audible if you have a subscription. But what I did was, I get the yearly thing, and then got all 12. Got all 12 credits at once. So I'm gonna. And then the book I read before this. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I read Fight Club, my favorite fucking movie, and there's a million reasons why. Right? I can go on for 15 million hours and why Fight Club is the greatest movie ever made. Okay. The book is different. Okay. Now it was cool as shit to see most of the exact lines in the movie in the book. Right? You know how a lot of times you get the book and then they twist and make up the lines, and so the lines that you grow to love in the movie aren't in the book. No, they're in the movie. They're in there verbatim. This dude is a hell of a writer, right? This is the first book that I've read from him, listened to from him, semantics, blah blah blah. Fantastic. Ending is different. Ending is different from the movie. There's a lot of shit that's different from the movie. So, I'm just gonna be real honest though. I wasn't crazy about the narrator. Okay, the narrator for 1984, fantastic. The narrator for Ready Player One. If you have not listened or read the actual book for Ready Player One, what are you doing with your life? Fantastic. Will Wheaton is the shit. You need to listen to it. Don't read it. Don't waste your time reading it. Listen to it on Audible or wherever the hell you can get it. It's absolutely worth it. It's much better than the movie. The movie is nothing compared to the book, of course. But I did not enjoy the narrator on this. I did not. Okay. I don't have it here, and I don't feel like fucking pulling out because I just don't. I'm also reading Nihilism book that I showed earlier at work. That's my work book. I'm also reading this thing just because I've had it forever and I get interested in all kinds of stupid bullshit. I'm reading this. It's more of like it's thick though. There's a lot of reading, right? I'm like on page 23. There's a lot of fucking reading. I'm also reading, like I said, I'm reading the sequel to this on Kindle. And I'm also reading Ghost Walk. And so there's a lot of times I'm in a bookstore and I pick up the book and I go, that's a little more than I want to pay. So then I kind of Google it and then, I buy it. And then there's those times where I get the book and then I reread the jacket. And I'm like, why the fuck did I want to read this again? That's where I'm at, right? It's a little slow. Well, granted, I'm 37 pages in. But I'm like, why did I paid money for it, so I got to finish it. But what the fuck are we doing? Yeah, so, and then, because when you have a shitload of books, I made plans like, okay, I lined up, these are all the books I want to read this year. Doesn't mean I have to read them in order or read just these, but these are the books I really want to get out. Like I try to do, it's like your leftovers, right? I want to get all the older ones that have been sitting on my shelf. Like, fuck out of the way. This one's been sitting on my list, and I'm going to probably read that one next. This was also one of those things that was like cool as shit, and then I looked at it last night and I was like, oh, this is a bunch of short stories. I think they're Cthulhu-esque, which is why I got it. And it's fucking weird. Like, on Her Majesty's Occult Service, who the fuck's not gonna want to read that? I'm in. So, there we go. I don't want to make this shit too long. It's already fucking almost 15 minutes. We'll check back in once we're done and we'll talk about it some more. Deuces.